I was really very excited about it because basically the message of The Secret is the message that I've been trying to share with the world on my show for the past 21 years. The message is that you're really responsible for your life. You are responsible for your life. I've known this. I've known this since The Color Purple. In 1985, I've probably told you the story when I did The Color Purple, but in 1985 I did The Color Purple. Prior to that, I had read the book, Larry. Now, this is when I got The Secret thing, but I didn't know it was called The Secret. I read the book, The Color Purple, and then went out and got books for everybody else I knew. And I was obsessed about this story, obsessed about it. I ate, slept, thought all the time about The Color Purple. I moved to Chicago. I get a call from a casting agent asking, would I like to come and audition for a movie? I've never gotten a call in my life from anybody for a movie or anything like that. And I say, is it The Color Purple? And he says, no, it's a movie called Moonsong. And I go, well, I've been praying for The Color Purple. And I go to the audition, and of course it was The Color Purple. I audition. I don't hear anything for months. And I go to this fat farm, and I think it's because I'm fat, because I was about 212 pounds at the time. And I think I didn't get the call back because I'm so fat. And I'm at this fat farm, and I'm praying and crying, saying to God, help me let this go. Because I wanted to be in this movie so much. I wanted it, I wanted it, I wanted it. I thought I was going to be in the movie. There's all these signs that I should be in the movie. And I go to this fat farm, and I'm praying and crying. And as I'm on the track singing this song, I surrender all, I surrender all to thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender all. I'm singing that song, praying and crying. A woman comes out to me, and she says, on the track, it's raining, and she says, there's a phone call for you. And the phone call was Steven Spielberg saying, I want to see you in my office in California tomorrow. Now, what I learned from that, that moment absolutely changed my life forever, because I had drawn The Color Purple into my life. I didn't know Steven Spielberg. I didn't know Quincy Jones, who saw me in Chicago. In 1984, he was there for a lawsuit that was being filed against Michael Jackson because he'd been working on his Thriller album. And he saw me on AM Chicago and said, that's Sophia. Now, I didn't know him. I didn't know anybody that had anything to do with that. But I knew that I had drawn that into my life, and it changed the way I thought about my life forever.
So you're not surprised at the success of The Secret?
I'm thrilled for the success of The Secret. I think that the message needs to go further, because I think the mistake that was made with The Secret is that they tried to, don't know who they are, that they tried to let that be the answer to all questions. It's just one law. The law of attraction is one law. There are many laws working in the world. But it is very true that the way you think creates reality for yourself. There are other factors going on. So it's not everything, but you really can change your own reality based on the way that you think.
Feedback. We're getting better at this.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
working.
That one
there
right
you
there.
go. There we go. Okay, perfect.
Sorry about that. You probably had your television up because that Oprah clip was a little bit low.
I know, we kind of lost a little bit of the volume on that. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, but we're back. And that was a great clip from Oprah, actually. I like a lot of what she has to say in that.
Yeah, you know what I think is important about that, how she talks a little bit about the end of that, how, it isn't the end all, and The Secret is just part of the universal laws that really get us the experiences we're looking for. So I think that was really good that she brought that up.
It was really good because, we can talk about I sounded like I'm a little Canadian there. We can talk about how our thoughts create our reality, and that's exactly what the whole show is about. And I think it's really important that we remember that as people are manifesting their reality and saying, this is what I'd like to have, or this is what I'm going for, that there's all of these other things that are going on. Gravity is not the only law in the universe. As the law of attraction, the law of correspondence is not the only law in the universe. There's a lot of things that are going on, and it would take us probably a millennium to talk about them all. But what we're focusing in on today is this one particular law.
And, it's funny that you bring that up, gravity, because one of my favorite parts of the movie, in fact, it's my favorite part of the movie, and you'll probably understand why, knowing me, because when Joe Vitale starts talking somewhere at the beginning of the movie, and he gets real confrontational, and he says, okay, I'm really gonna make people responsible for this, and says, it is, the law of attraction is just like gravity. You don't have to understand it. You don't even need to know the words or anything about it. It's the law. It's one of the laws of the universe that's working even in our ignorance of it. So I think that's really important, and I'm really glad that he brings that up at the beginning of the movie. In other words, you're always getting what you're thinking about. The universe is always responding with, your wish is my command. It's kind of the Aladdin's lamp. Your wish is my command. So if we're asking for what we want, that's the response. Your wish is my command. And if we're saying, I don't want to be in debt, or I don't want to be poor, your wish is my command. So it's always going to be the same response, and the law is working even in our ignorance of it. So it's really important to start taking responsibility for that. So that's one of the reasons we decided to really do this show, so that people can really start getting on board with that.
You mentioned something that's really important there, Mitch, and it's whatever we're focusing on, even if it's something that we don't want. And I wanted to stop for a minute and really make a point about that, because we say, okay, I don't want debt, or I don't want this thing. And the way that our subconscious mind works, and as hypnotherapists we talk about the subconscious mind a lot. We'll explain more about that later. The way that works is that it's a picture consciousness. It's your imagination. So there's a little thing that I know that both of us do with our clients to kind of really illustrate this. We say, think about giraffes, and think about lions, and think about zebras, and think about the savannah, and think about monkeys. But whatever you do, don't think about an elephant. Especially don't think about a pink elephant right now. And then what's the reaction you get from your clients, Mitch?
I just get a big smile on the face, and I can almost see it on the inside of their forehead on their movie screen. I could see that pink elephant show up every time. Every time, because it doesn't matter that we say no in front of it or not, or I don't want that, or don't do that. The subconscious mind takes the picture. So when you say don't think about a pink elephant, you think about a pink elephant. So in context of The Secret and how to attract more of what you want in your life, rephrase the way you're going after things. Don't just move away from what you don't want, move towards what you want. So if I say I don't want to have any more debt, the picture is debt.
The picture is debt. So it's, I want surplus of cash. I want abundance. Name it.
There's plenty of money.
There's plenty of money. Or I don't want to fight with my spouse anymore. All you see is fighting with your spouse, right? So
exactly.
The reverse would be,
I find harmony and peace in all relationships, or in my relationship, be specific. We encourage people to be specific. In my relationship with my partner, I experience perfect harmony. Now that feels good. That feels good,
and you get the picture, and using all the senses, whether you're more visual, meaning whether you really see things when you close your eyes, or whether you really hear what that is like, or whether you really feel it in your body being more kinesthetic, doesn't matter. Just as long I see that, I have more peace and harmony in my relationships, and I see a picture, and I actually hear nice music, and it feels just calm and peaceful. That's what you're going for when you're manifesting something in your life, the feeling behind it.
And it's, I know a lot of people, especially with The Secret, when they thought is creative, they started to monitor their thoughts. I heard that from a lot of my clients. Well, I started to monitor everything I was thinking. We have over 60,000 thoughts a day. Wow. So it's really impossible to be monitoring every thought, or we'd never have a new thought. They would never, since we're constantly creating, somewhere we'd get stuck. That's not really going to work.
Right.
So what you need to do is your emotions, again, subconscious is the imagination, but it's also seat of emotions.
It is that,
so
yes.
Let your emotions be your guidance system. If you're feeling good, then you're either thinking about, speaking about, or doing something that's in harmony with what you're wanting. It's in alignment with what you're moving towards, which is great.